Hey Marvin, can you hear us?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Okay, are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can hear y'all.
All right, good. Good to see you, man. First thing I want to
Hey,
say
Mr.
is
Reed.
I'm sorry this happened to you.
Oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like this. I stood as a line of defense for my people. So I done been here before. It ain't gonna break my spirit.
That's good to hear, man. Cause as I don't know if you heard, but my charges got dropped. Right. Um,
Yeah,
the sheriff's deputy, whoever, didn't show up for whatever reason. Then the DA talking about when he was dismissing it, telling me he thought it was silly. I don't know. They probably would have prosecuted me if the sheriff's department had showed up, man. But thankfully, you know, whatever happened happened, and my charges got dismissed. But as I was looking at my video footage, because we were out there videotaping, as mostly whenever I show up, I'm videotaping. You was always there in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Out there
yeah,
showing your
yeah,
support, man. And personally, when I heard that you was accused of it just did not register with me because the times I've been around you, protesting, demonstrating, whatever, you never said anything talking about destruction of property or any of that type of stuff, man. So I kind of knew it wasn't you. And then I saw the video. Have you seen the video that they have released?
yes, yeah. I seen the video. I seen the video. I look at it like this. I knew from the time I went out there protesting, as many times as they locked somebody up with my same last name, and when I looked in the newspaper and seen McCaskill crime family, I had a good feeling that something was gonna come behind this.
McCaskill crime family. What was that
They
written at?
they posted a article it was on the front page of the Gaston Gazette. It was somebody out there, a white man, holding a sign that said McCaskill crime family on it. I knew from that point on that they was probably gonna come with something.
Yeah, and I kind of felt like too that the McCaskill family has had a target on their back ever since Lydia did the protest, the one woman protest, in protest of her mistreatment at Tony's ice cream or what have you. But ever since then, I felt like they've been trying to get her, and anybody else associated with her.
Yeah, yeah. I look at it like this. Anytime they say black people and black men don't stand up, I done did a whole lot of stuff I feel like in the past. And I haven't been to jail in over 10 years. So when you start to change your life, I feel like the devil strikes in so many different ways. I didn't see that coming, but I kind of felt it from the beginning that, when they see black men stand up and standing up for something like we were standing up for, for our race and our community equality, they was gonna be mad about that.
Yeah. And particularly, I have concerns about the Gastonia Police Department, as I have put information out before, commented. This dude, Chucky Britton is his name, I think. What's the chief of police of Gastonia?
Yeah, Chief Britt, I know you talking about.
Yeah, man. But him appearing at a Blue Lives Matter rally, and we know what that's all about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the same thing as the image they chant is "Make America Great Again." That's all together with that.
Yes, it is. So, and then for them to give him a Martin Luther King Jr. award, I was like, man. But anyway, I do have a couple of questions related to your case. Do you mind if I ask you any of those
Yeah,
questions?
go ahead, go ahead.
All right. Well, first thing I want to know is how they treating you in there. What do you feel like your treatment is?
Oh man, we gotta wear masks all day, every day. Coronavirus is high in here.
Is it?
They mixing people up with coronavirus, but it's ugly in here. We only come out 3 hours a day. Yeah, it's ugly in here. I can't even fight my case the way I want to in here.
So they
Like it's
segregating
ugly.
They're not segregating or quarantining
No,
COVID
they not
patients.
segregating. No, I was actually took downstairs with a Hispanic guy that had COVID, and I was actually put on lockdown because I was exposed to COVID. Yeah,
Because they knew we
it's
had
ugly in
COVID
here. Yeah, they knew he had
They did
COVID.
it on
They knew he
purpose.
had COVID.
and they
Yeah, they knew
exposed
he
you
had
to
COVID.
him.
Yeah, he said that he had went down there to the doctor saying he was sick, and they gave him something for his stomach. Like, how y'all gonna get a man something for his stomach, and he's telling y'all he's feeling like he got a cold? You know what I'm saying? That's automatically grounds to check for corona.
Right.
They next thing I know, I'm on the elevator with the man. I'm getting locked down, talking about I'm been exposed to corona. It's ugly in here though.
Wow. Well, I'm
Yeah,
definitely, and I'm sure many other people are going to be praying and covering you in prayer, because, and I feel like it's a story that needs to be investigated. In addition to what's happened to you, is there's been 4 deaths in that jail, this year,
yeah,
alone.
yeah,
So I want to know what's going on there, if that's even being investigated, but also related to your case, where does your case stand right now? What's the last hearing? What's the next hearing? What can you tell us?
Well, I've been, they sent it to Superior Court. It's been bound over to Superior Court, but they would need about my probable cause hearing. My lawyer came and see me, and they was wanting me, the DA was wanting me to waive my probable cause here, and I didn't understand that. It was like, why would you want me to waive my probable cause here? I ain't never been to a probable cause here. I done been to prison twice. I'm a 2-time. They coming at me all type of way. They're already putting it in my lawyer's head that they trying to give me 15 years over this.
So, so
I
back, let me interject for a second. Did you waive your probable cause hearing?
No, I wouldn't waive it. They was mad at me. My lawyer almost cussed me out for not waiving that probable cause here. I'm like, if it wasn't nothing on the table and it didn't mean nothing, you don't know what it was about. Why would you want me to waive my probable cause here? He could never tell me that, but I didn't waive it. I went on through with it.
And what happens in a probable cause hearing? Because let me ask you this. Going back to my case, which is nowhere as serious as what they trying to do to you, but in my case,
Yeah,
I looked at my paperwork. My arresting officer, JB Stillwell or JD Stillwell, a white female, she was never out there when any of that
yeah,
was going on, but yet she's my arresting officer, and she talked to the magistrate without me being present, and then they brought me to the magistrate. But anyway, I'm looking at the paperwork, and I'm like, probable cause. It has a section on there on my arrest documents for probable cause, and there's nothing there. And what is that? What happens at a probable
yeah.
cause hearing?
They got my at a probable cause hearing. They had the dude Tony. They had Tony that owns Tony's ice cream. They had him testify. They had the girl testify. These people I don't know. I ain't never seen from McCann, but they had all of them testifying, and just the fire department testified. But in my case, it was the police, the state that took out the charges. It wasn't even Tony's ice cream that took out the charges. So I'm like, if these people feel that much threat, why wasn't they the one that took out the charges? Then it was 2 DNAs found on the lid. It just so happened they couldn't test the other one, it was like they wasn't even going to say they found 2 DNAs on the lid.
Okay.
Until my lawyer asked me, he asked them, was it 2, how many DNAs did y'all find on the lid? They was like 2. Just so happened you can't test the other one, but you can test mine. I'm like, yo, this is bogus.
Okay. Now,
I
let's
just didn't get
say,
that.
for example, let's say they did find DNA on a bottle or whatever was used, a jar. Is what it looked like the person in the video had was a jar,
Yeah.
filled obviously with flammable substances. But how do I know that one of your informants, one of your agents, one of your agent provocateurs didn't get that from your house, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
you know, to try to an intentional act to try to set you up. It has happened. You know, I've reported over the
They
years
warranted his DNA.
on a number of cases and what have you. And that's that's extremely possible that this could be a
Yeah.
setup from the start. But here is the thing though, in this probable cause hearing, you can identify the person from that video from Tony's security camera. I can't identify it. Okay? Who
Yeah.
that person is, clearly you cannot make an identification. Did anybody try to say that that was you in the video? Was that brought up in the probable
No,
cause?
no, they didn't say it was me. Then there was another thing that struck me too. This happened in August. It took them all the way to November 1st to come and get me. They came to my house. They pulled everybody out my house. They called my phone and told me to pull up. I pulled up. They asked me could they swab my mouth. I went on here and gave them the swab. And it only took them from the 1st to the 15th to come back and lock me up. So I'm thinking like, why did it take so long? You get what I'm saying? It took y'all from November, I mean not November, but August all the way to November to come and get a warrant and saying you matched it up. Why did it take so long for it? And it was so easy for y'all to come back within less than 14, 15
It was
days.
2
Y'all coming
warrants,
back with a warrant.
correct? Warrant for your
You said what?
DNA. Your warrant for your DNA was in October.
Yeah, it was 2 warrants. Yeah, yeah.
And then what? One for your clothing or
No, it wasn't in October. It was October. It was November the 1st they came with a warrant, and then they came back with the warrant to lock me up the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: when they came to you with that warrant, the first time or any time, were you ever read your Miranda rights?
No, they were so willing to almost shove the swabs down my mouth, and they had everybody pulled out of my house. You know, I was just wanting the situation to be over with. All my neighbors outside, so I went on ahead and gave it to them. I'm like, I ain't did nothing wrong. You know, I went on ahead and gave it to her. But I knew then, from that point on, I started thinking, I started preparing my people, because I was like, no, they started the process. They're gonna come back and lock me up. I already knew that.
Okay.
I said this probably what I've been feeling since they came with that one. They coming back.
All right. Now they also tried to search for some clothes and didn't find anything yet. Is that correct?
That is the electronic warrant
they
you were served.
they took clothes. They took stuff out of my house. They took my 2 cell phones. They got all of that. None of that stuff was even put in the evidence. That's what the probable cause was. Let me know everything they should be putting in the evidence.
Right.
None of that stuff was put in the evidence or nothing. And it just made me think, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to waive this probable cause here, but y'all gonna try to switch that stuff out with stuff that look like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The stuff that people have, but they never put it in. They never put it in though.
Right. And so the video was never shown in the probable cause hearing or anything.
Yes, sir. They showed the video in there. They showed the video.
Okay. And what did your attorney or anybody say anything about the video? And the reason I asked that is because most of us here in Gaston County that know about the case have seen the video. And from the start, when I first saw it, I was like, that person's looks a lot smaller than Marvin. They have a slimmer body type. But then somebody else pointed out when the person bends over, it looks like they're dreads, you know, because I got long dreadlocks now. And when the person bends over, you see they dreads, you know, go down like that. You've never had dreads that I've ever seen in the 2 years that I've known.
Yeah, no, I just started a little something now, but no, I never had dreads during the protest. But
nobody ever mentioned that. Your attorney?
What was the comments on that?
My attorney had me looking crazy. He hadn't even watched. That was his first time watching the video.
Okay.
I'm like, you know, that was his first time seeing the video.
Did he make any comments in the probable cause hearing about the video?
He made comments, but you know, it wasn't, to me. It wasn't even about who you know. him trying to fight for me or them trying to fight to prove that I did it, because they knew all they had was DNA. So they were just going along with the process to me just to get me up out of there. Because I was like, wow, I've been here all my life. I didn't run. It came down to a bond here, and they kept my bond the same. My bond is $1 million. I'm like, why's my bond $1 million? I ain't been to jail in over 10 years. You
Well,
know what I'm
they'll
saying?
probably try to say, which I think is ridiculous, is a attempted murder. Aren't you facing attempted murder charges?
I'm a face.
And so what
Yeah,
I feel
yes,
like
sir.
is happening there is they're trying to stack charges. This is known as stacking charges. And this is to force the defendant into a plea deal, because 98% of cases, and I know it's in the 90 percentile, but 90% of criminal cases never go to court because the people always plead out. And the reason they plead
Yeah,
out is because they scared that if they go to court and get convicted, they looking at all this time and stuff. And I feel like that's what's happening. Because how can you say attempted murder? They would had to have known somebody was in there. And if my memory is correct, this happened like early in the morning, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., somewhere where you would
yeah. They
think,
they said they said they said it was like within 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, sometime that this happened.
uh-huh,
And it was no, but that's not, my lawyer did point that out, that it was no cars in the parking lot. It looked like the lights was off in the building. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It was no telling if it was nobody in that building or not. And I feel like, to me, they probably did get the woman and say that she was in that building at that time, because she swore up and down somebody dropped her off at work, and she kept saying that. But I feel like, to me, nobody dropped you off at work. You probably wasn't even in that building.
Right. But again, to have attempted murder charges, let's say she was in there, then you would have to prove that the person knew somebody was in there and then attempted to, do the arson or whatever. And I don't see that they can prove that or whatever.
Yeah.
Let me see. You got any questions, Ariel, that you want to ask him? We got about 7 minutes.
Is there anything that you need?
Anything that I need.
Yeah.
I feel like this with this is what I'm asking from the people. They seen the fight that I was on. To me, the Lord, he walking with me. I just want my people to carry on the same fight I had carried on. Don't let these people discourage y'all, because they coming and they with these false charges and they locking us up. Keep the same momentum that we had when I was out there. That's what I need the people to do. That's all I need.
How's your
I
commissary? Do you need anything? You need any money on your books or anything? I'm going to put out there how
I'm,
people
I'm,
can, put money on your books if you need it.
I mean, I would accept it, but I'm good with commissary and all that. I'm good with commissary and all that. I just want my people, to continue the journey that we was on. I don't want them to be discouraged, because what they did to me was y'all tried to pull a move to discourage people, and
Right.
I don't want people looking at, especially with knowing it's nothing but women out there, that would scare people and to not wanting to stand up and do something, because you locked me up with $1 million bond. I know it's people in here killed people don't even got that bond. I'm in
Right.
here with all the killers.
I was
I'm in
thinking
here with
that.
all the killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in A block. Anybody know about
Someone just
Gaston County
recently
Jail?
shot
A
at
block is the
police.
basement. It's where they put all the killers at. I'm in here with in the belly of the beast, and I could tell for some reason I've been to jail. I've been coming to jail since I was 16. I've never seen this jail ran like this before. I feel like once we start protesting, it did do something to this jail where they using coronavirus to lock this whole jail down, bro. I'm like, it's not making sense the way they mixing people up with the coronavirus people and got them all together and not really worried about it to have the jail locked down like this. People can't even fight their case in here. Like it's ugly in here. You only got 3 hours out the phone. This 3 hours is this 25-minute video. This is cutting into my rec time. You get what I'm saying? Of being out there, being able to get on the phone and call my lawyer and stuff. You can't get a visit past your rec time, so you got to do all this within 3 hours of a day. It's not enough time. It's not enough time for you to even fight, the right way. Then with the bond being so high, that's against Constitution. You don't supposed to set a bar high to where it's punishable. It can't be made. I'm not
Right.
a superstar.
I know what you're talking about.
Bond.
You
Yeah,
unreasonable bail and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know the exact
yeah,
amendment, but it's in the first 10 amendments.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
that's the system for you, and I call it still
yeah. It
a
is.
system of slavery. People making money off of your body being incarcerated in that jail right now. The people that we doing the video call with through the private company, they making money off your body being in there right now because I had to pay for this. You know what I'm saying? And and
Yeah,
and and
yeah.
so, but yeah, we got about 3 minutes. What's the next hearing that's supposed to come up? Is there going to be your attorney going to try to get a bond reduction? What's the next move as far as you know?
That's what I'm fighting to get now, the bond reduction. But for the court date, I don't even have a court date right now. So I'm just sitting right now, and then they're letting me know if I am going to take it to trial, I'm probably going to be in here for a year if they don't drop the bond. So I'm kind of fighting for a bond reduction right now.
Right. Yeah, they definitely do not have speedy trials. You know what I'm saying, in this country, and that's
Yeah,
a constitutional violation as well. And you keeping
yeah,
people locked up in jail. Because you're right, there are people who spend a year or more in jail waiting to
yeah,
go to trial. So they're innocent, like you're innocent right now, until proven guilty. So, like you said, that's a punishment in itself, man, you know. And we got to change this
yeah,
system. And that's what you was out there with the rest of us. That's all we trying to do is make this a more fair and just system for all citizens, not just black people, but for
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. They go off the Pledge of Allegiance. I took that same pledge every day, that they took, and I feel like justice for all, I can't even quote this pledge. I don't even get into that no more because they don't even stick by that.
Right.
Liberty and justice for all, they don't stick by that. You know what I'm saying? So I done kind of threw that out my head. When they took that out of the school, I had a good feeling that they was doing away with a lot of stuff that they wasn't going to ever stick by. They knew that.
Yeah. So we got about
But at the end of the day, go
two
ahead.
minutes. You have any final thoughts for the people?
Like I said, I just want everybody to stay focused. Stay on that same fight. Do not let these people discourage you. These people are really stockpiling. You got Kanye West on TV before I got looked up talking about DEFCON 3. I had to ask somebody, what did that mean? They told me that means World War III. I already knew that things like that was come into play just by, the things that happened when Tony's Ice Cream first started. I watched Lydia sit in the middle of the road and almost stopped World War III from going on. And it hit me then what she was doing. You really stopped the war from going on. You had white people on one side, you had black people on the other side. But I watched this and I noticed that it wasn't going to be a war but just between black people and white people. It was the police military rise to stand up against us, black people. It wasn't just fighting against white people. We was fighting against the police.
The
You know
system.
what I'm saying? That's where they're gonna try to beat us at. So we gotta be smart. We gotta start getting ourselves together and black men getting focused because we ain't gonna start it, but we just can't let it go on. We can't let it go on.
Right, right. Well, again, man, I'm praying for you. If you need anything, ever, need anything on your commissary, just let the people know that you contact with and what have you. And if you're still in there, I'm gonna try to check back with you in a couple of weeks. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
All
But
right.
I'm okay while I'm here. I'm good. I'm good. I'm staying in high spirits. I ain't gonna let them break me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be praying that God and Holy Spirit keep you, man, and peace and blessings to you.
Okay, peace and blessings to y'all too. Love y'all.
Love you
Love you
too.
too.